Hello everyone, my name is Alex and I am studying English, and today we will watch another video. This video will be about a British guy reacting to 50 British versus American words pronunciations from channel Lost in the Pond. I hope it will be interesting for me and I hope it will be useful for me because I'm studying English only 1 year and I can't speak in English. I'm trying. Yes, sometimes I'm lazy, but I hope you'll understand me in this video. Yes, and I understand this video too. Okay, let's go.
Yo, so guys, welcome back to another video. This is another Lost in the Pond reaction, and this one is 50 British versus American word pronunciations. I always enjoy these, especially the pronunciation differences between the US and the UK. It's just one of those things that, personally, it's just like weird how we speak the same, well, we speak relatively the same language. Obviously, there's American English and obviously the English that I speak, but in general terms, we have a lot of the same words, but we pronounce them. Wait, is pronounce and they're two different words. Pronunciate and pronounce are two different words. What am I even saying? But we pronounce the words or some words so differently, and in some cases, like the way we say it in England or in the UK is just stupid. Like when you actually realise PH is like a f for like some word like phone. I can't think of any other examples, but you know, I'm like sort of, you know what I'm trying to say. Like it's just weird how we've sort of decided these sort of pronunciations. I think they said it was from like German ancestry, like how the German sort of influenced the English accent or something like that, or pronunciation. I don't really know, but yeah, it is always fun these videos to just see the comparisons between the UK and the US. But
Yes, I agree with him. It's completely. Yes, of course, it's obvious what English and Americans are very different. Of course, for me, it's difficult to sometimes to know these differences, and yeah, that's why I want to see this.
Yeah, hopefully you guys can enjoy. And again, it's probably Lost in the Pond, so I know it's going to be a very good video because his humour is just different, and I really enjoy it. I just think his videos are quite fun to see. But yeah, hopefully you're going to enjoy. A quick shout out to my Instagram, my Twitter, links in the description for those. Same for my Patreon, links all there. But yeah, man, let's just check this one out.
When I was a kid, we watched a lot of American television, and one of those shows was Dynasty.
Dynasty.
I've actually heard both of these. I'm not even gonna lie. I've heard both of these ones. Dynasty actually makes more sense if you think about it. When you actually think Dynasty. It does actually.
Yes, in Russian, I've heard two words too: dynasty and dynasty.
Dynasty. Hello, I'm Lawrence.
I'm Tara.
And we are on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond. And one of those memos pertains to words and how we pronounce them.
Maybe the most important memo pertains to words.
Well, absolutely. Well, it's the one I discuss most, isn't it? And, you know, living with somebody who is American and especially being in quarantine with her, I get to hear a lot of her mispronunciations. Different pronunciations all the time, don't I?
Yes. And so when we're talking about mispronunciations, I think Lawrence is going to go first.
Oh, am I? That's pressure.
And then I'm going to go next with the correct pronunciation.
Come on, come on. There is no correct pronunciation. You
No.
know? Language is fluid and we understand that. Something else to point
Yes, I agree with him. Language is fluid. I
out
agree.
before we get underway, you know, while we are representatives of our respective countries here today, there will be a few of you watching this thinking, I don't pronounce it that way and I'm American or I'm British. We understand that. There are regional differences. This is just how we do it.
Without further ado, we're going to get started and we're going to say each of the 50 words with each variation on our own pronunciations.
And because we didn't want to discriminate against certain words, we alphabetized this list.
And since one of you in the comments below, I'm sure, is going to categorize each of these words, then you can find them very easily since they're alphabetized.
It's just so considerate of us, wasn't it?
It really is.
Let's get underway.
All right, let's go.
Oh, you always bring me up on this.
This is definitely
Adidas.
one of the big ones. It's this and Nike and Nike, and well, I said Adidas, but isn't it Adidas? I think Adidas sounds cooler, but Adidas isn't it a German brand?
I never heard Adidas.
Nike is a US brand, so because it is a US brand, it actually makes sense to say Nike. But I don't even know if he's gonna have Nike on here. But that's
Adidas.
Adidas.
Adidas is actually, but I think it is a cooler way to say it. I just have never sort of said it like that.
Yeah. Advertisement.
Advertisement.
Advertisement. Advertisement.
I've never heard anyone say that in the UK.
Advertisement. It is. I remember we learned at school, and our teacher was saying advertisement.
I've heard it. I've heard this, like the word advertisement, but I've never heard. I thought that was a US saying. I thought in the US they said advertisement, and in the UK we said advertisement. But I just say advert anyway. I actually say the word.
This is not an advertisement for Lost in the Pond or for
Advert.
Adidas. We should point that out. Not a sponsored ad.
Not at all.
Oh, this one is
H.
controversial. So I actually do pronounce this H, right? But I think when I was younger it was H. A lot of British people do pronounce it that way.
Not even younger. You've pronounced it H since I met you.
I was younger then.
A lot younger, I guess.
Come on.
H.
Now here's
Aluminium.
This old chestnut, eh? Aluminium.
thing. I pronounce this aluminum because it's spelled aluminum, but
It is actually. When you look at it, it is.
Aluminium.
When you deep it, the UK are just making things difficult. Like aluminium.
Aluminium.
Where's the
yes.
neum? Like what are we
if it
doing?
was
Man?
spelled the British way, aluminium, I would pronounce it
Aluminium.
thus.
Aluminum. There really is only one.
Banana.
Banana.
Not much
Banana.
different, really.
Banana.
Another food item and a
Basil.
person's name. I call this basil, like basil
basil.
faulty.
Basil.
For sure, brochure.
Brochure.
But it does when I say it. Brochure.
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 Doesn't it? That's not. Yeah, maybe I'll adopt your pronunciation of that.
For sure.
I like rhymes. Aha.
Buddha.
Yes, this one caught me off guard
Buddha.
because I'm a practicing
Buddha.
Buddhist. I'm not,
Oh,
but
Buddha. I was
still.
thinking, what the hell is that?
Whenever it's spoken about, I would say Buddha.
I say Buddha. I'm not sure why. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't have the two O's.
Language doesn't make sense, does it, Tara?
Not at all.
Easy one, this. Jimmy Buffett.
No, the word,
It's
not the name.
Buffet.
That's what I say.
Is it? But you don't put like a weird emphasis on it or anything like that?
Buffet.
Okay.
Buffet, but I say buffet.
Oh.
Yes, here's an example of a British homophone. We pronounce
Boy.
this just as you would
What is
pronounce
this?
the word boy, as in boy and girl.
Buoy.
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 That's the way that I've always.
Is that those things in the ocean? Those little buoy things. Wait, let me just see this. Is that what I'm thinking? Boy. Is that those little? Oh, it is.
Boy.
Oh yeah, I call them boys as
Is
well.
a floating? Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking, what the hell is that? That spelling's weird.
said it.
Boy.
Life Boy soap is Life Boy soap. But I don't think it's B-O-Y. I think it's B-U-O-Y.
Again, not a sponsored ad for soap. Yes, this was one of the big ones when I moved to the
Caramel.
US.
Caramel.
The US is caramel. I guarantee it. Caramel, right? For
Caramel.
the UK.
There's a
but-
place in Indiana called Carmel. We'll get onto that in just a second. My pronunciation of this word is caramel.
As is
Caramel.
mine.
What?
But the place is Carmel.
Yeah, but I've heard you
Caramel.
say caramel. Caramel or something
I
like
say
that.
caramel.
Caramel. Do you?
I love
But
the
some
way that's said
Americans
in
don't.
the US.
No, some of them say caramel.
Yeah, this one's got quite a regional difference.
Caramel and caramel are spelt differently too.
I know that. I've just heard people pronounce the two the same way. Yes, this was Tara's
Tara?
show profession to me. She was my chauffeur.
I was
Chauffeur.
never a paid chauffeur for him.
How did you pronounce it?
Chauffeur.
See, you're getting the sort of the French down.
Here, Y sh, CH, sh, ch, chauffeur, chauffeur.
Right? Usually we're bad at Spanish and you're bad at
Chauffeur.
French. And speaking of Spanish,
Chile.
I used to pronounce this chili. And I think most people in Britain do.
Chile.
I've since evolved my pronunciation because of this one.
Well, it's Chile,
Chile.
because it's the place, Chile.
It actually sounds cool. Like you can sort of hear what is it? The actual like pronunciation. It just sounds more like Chilean. I don't know. Chile. Yeah, actually, it is
But
right.
if you were to
Chile, for me, it is very strange. Chile. Chile. In Russian, we speak Chile, and in English, I'm reading chili.
Eat chili, that would be chili.
Chili.
Yeah.
It's chilly up north. That's another definition of the word.
But we
different
would still
spelling.
say chili.
Absolutely. Oh, this is a good one. When I was a kid, I used to colour
Crayon.
in inside the lines, I must make that clear, with a crayon.
He didn't, because I've seen his artwork from when he was younger. But I say crayon as well.
I was Artist of the Year in Year 7.
However, there are lots of Americans who say crayon.
One vowel.
Crayon.
Ah, yes, another example of the French
Croissant.
going weird
Croissant.
in America. I pronounce this
Croissant.
croissant. Which,
They bang,
that's
by the
super
way.
French, even for...
It is very strange. Croissant. In Russian, croissant. 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 Croissant.
England, isn't it?
I mean, we say croissant if we're
Croissant.
saying it American, but I say croissant as well.
Yeah, well, because you're pretentious like me.
Croissant.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the Bond actor,
Craig.
still haven't seen any of those
Daniel
films,
Craig.
shame on me, but I pronounce his
Neither.
name Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig.
What
Daniel
revelation? That is a genuine revelation to me.
Yeah, I'd say Craig if it was like a first name, but
Craig. Is
Craig.
that said? Is this like pronounced Craig by some people in the US? If this is a first name.
I think that Daniel Craig has been in the news enough that even in America we would say his name Daniel Craig.
I suppose the fact that he's British as well, you hear that pronunciation quite often.
Right.
But if it was the first name Craig,
It'd be Craig.
Craig.
wow, Craigslist, right?
Yeah, Craigslist.
In fact, perfect. When Daniel Craig made his first
Debut.
appearance as Bond,
Debut,
he
yeah.
made his debut.
His debut.
Well, this is similar, isn't it? Where we
Depot.
park the buses,
Depot.
all of the buses in England is called the depot.
And we say depot.
Here it is again. We spoke about this just the other day,
Derby.
how it's used in different ways in
By.
both countries, but it's also pronounced
I don't know this word. Derby.
differently. I've always said
Derby.
Derby.
But
I
basically
love-
Derby, right? Is it Derby?
Derby.
I assume it is.
This one. It's one of my favorite ones, but it's Derby.
And it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what we're referring to, the town, the hat, or the type of race.
If you're from Derby, then let me know in the comments.
it's
Should I
this
pronounce it
place.
Derby or
Oh, because it's a place in England, isn't it? Derbyshire.
should I pronounce it Derby or should I pronounce it Derby?
There are, of course, 13 states with a Derby as well. How do you pronounce it, Americans? When I was a kid, we watched a lot of American
Dynasty.
television, and one of those shows was Dynasty.
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 What?
But like when it comes to like sporting terms, it's like you have like a dynasty if you're like a successful team or like you have a successful era. I think the word dynasty sort of sounds a lot more prestigious. I don't know
Successful.
why instead of dynasty. It just sounds like a more prestigious like thing. Like you're like just successful. You've done so much. You've done so well or whatever. Dynasty just sounds a bit more bougie or whatever. It just sounds like yeah, we've done bits for these last few years. I don't know
Dynasty.
why.
Here's
but-
another French-inspired one. They're all French
even
or
is this?
Spanish, aren't they? Foyer.
We would probably say
Foyer.
foyer, but I think I've learned over the years to say foyer as well.
I don't even know
I've
what this
influenced
is.
stuff.
This one just reminds me of Elton
Gar-
John.
garage.
Right, where does he
Garage.
use this word?
Because he says in the garage by the motorway.
By the motorway. Like,
Motorway.
unbelievable. Which is weird because he often sings with an American accent, doesn't he? The funny thing is, even in Britain, people can't agree on the pronunciation of this word. I happen to say garage, but some people would say garage.
Oh, well, my
In Russia, on the word garage. Garage. In English, in Russian, garage. Oh, yes, garage.
mine's pretty similar to
Garage.
that. It's garage.
Oh, I hope there are some
Graham?
people called Graham
Graham.
watching because it's most decidedly in my pronunciation Graham, not Graham. Graham,
Graham.
all one vowel
Great.
Yeah.
when you do it, isn't it?
When I went to school, there was a kid named Graham, and I couldn't figure out why his name was spelt the way it is and pronounced the way it is at the same time.
Was he friends with somebody called Craig? For some reason, this one gets people
Oh,
in tizzy.
Herb.
I say herb.
I say herb.
Although people in the West Country might also say herb. Herbs and spices, like I just had.
Absolutely.
Easy one this. Home
Home
address.
address.
Home address.
I've had a lot of this in recent
Leisure.
times being here in quarantine. Leisure.
Leisure.
Leisure. It sounds like
Leisure.
legion.
I don't feel like you've had any leisure.
I've had plenty of leisure, especially now that I'm full time on YouTube. Here's the thing. I think I
Lieutenant.
don't remember ever pronouncing this the British way of lieutenant. I've always said, I think, probably not, lieutenant.
You know who says
Lieutenant.
10.
I've never heard that in my life.
lieutenant?
Who?
Me too.
Poldark.
Does he?
Yes. But of course I say lieutenant, so...
It's back.
Mary,
so I
Mary,
pronounce all
Mary.
three of these differently. Mary,
Mary.
marry, and Mary.
I just pronounced them all Mary.
Mary
Easy.
is.
Mary.
Yes, depends what I'm referring to here. If I'm referring to, the phone, cell phone, I'd say mobile or a mobile home.
Mobile.
If I'm referring to the place in Alabama, mobile.
I'd say mobile for phone or for home, and mobile for mobile.
So at least we can agree on the last one. Aha, again, not a sponsored video. Nissan.
Nissan.
That is the silliest pronunciation.
Is it Nissan? Is it how Nissan? That's literally the words, isn't it?
Look, it begins with
Right.
N-I-S-S.
Nissan.
Nissan.
That's fine too.
I'm
Yeah.
certain that that's the way that somebody in Japan might say it.
I bet it is. You're probably right. America is very good about doing that, actually. This
Yeah,
word
I've
actually
noticed
seems
that.
oddly appropriate
Nonchalant.
now. Nonchalant.
Nonchalant.
There you go.
Nonchalant.
Again, getting your French down.
I don't know this word, nonchalant.
It's amazing. Why can't you do that with Notre Dame?
Notre Dame.
Ah, this one was a revelation.
Oregano.
Oregano.
Again.
British people are just lazy, ain't we? We are just lazy. Our pronunciation is just so uncultured. We're so uncultured, man. This country just.
I hate to admit it, yours is closer to the original Spanish.
I always thought it was Italian.
Parmesan.
Parmesan.
Parmesan. Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, but I mean, it's
Parmesan
tasty
as
either
well.
way.
It makes no sense the way that I pronounce that. I just realized.
Well, but again, English does it, and it's it's borrowed from other language. All of these words come from other languages originally, so they're going to have weird nuances to them. And I think it's fine that you say that, but I'm just going to stick to Parmesan. It's slightly quicker in the privacy of your own home.
Privacy.
Privacy?
Privacy. Either way, don't give out your home address. Progress.
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 To be honest,
Progress.
I go back and forth between both of them.
Same.
I don't know if I do or not. To progress is to go forward. To have progress is what you have once you've progressed.
That's a good distinction. I actually like that. For me, this will always and forever be route.
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 And it is for you too, but a lot of Americans would say...
Route.
And route is, for us, we'd only ever use that sound if we're talking about a football game where somebody hammered another team. It was a route. Simply the salon, which I think a lot of us could do with right now.
That's
Salon.
my French.
How do you pronounce it?
Salon.
Yes, it's just an emphasis difference again. Yeah.
I could definitely use it.
That's true. In fact, I got my haircut just before this whole thing started. Sorry. In fact, you might say I was right on schedule, although I never really pronounce it that way. I've always said schedule.
And I've always said schedule too.
Semi.
Semi. Or semi something, but semi on its own if it's a truck.
So you would actually say it's semi-final, for example.
Yeah, semi-final, any kind of semi word, that prefix, I say it as semi.
I bet you've got that from me, haven't you?
I doubt it.
No? Okay. I think whenever I've heard an American sports commentator say semi-final, they would say semi-final. Ah, yes. Squirrel.
Squirrel.
One syllable, more or less.
It is, and I don't understand that one either.
So
There are definitely two syllables.
I pointed out once, it sounds like you've got a mouthful of nuts, much like a squirrel. Tomato.
Tomato. We knew that
This
one
is
already.
I think
big
everyone
one,
knows
yeah.
that one. Aha, they may not know this one.
Tunisia.
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 If there is anybody watching from Tunisia or Tunisia, let us know which is closest to your pronunciation. Well, I think I know who's going to win this one.
Uruguay.
I say Uruguay, but isn't it
Ur-
Uruguay or something like that?
Uruguay.
Uruguay.
No, completely, completely off. Forget I even said that. I think that's like how South Americans say it. Oh, I made myself look so stupid. But the way she said it still is very like different though.
Well, I think I know who's going to win this one. Uruguay.
Uruguay.
Do you usually do it like that?
No.
You don't usually affect the Spanish.
Uruguay.
Yeah.
Uruguay.
Yeah, but yours is closer again, I think, isn't it, to the considered Spanish pronunciation?
I'm certain that there are Americans who say Uruguay, though.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, neither of us are correct here.
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
So, yes, in Britain we say Van Gogh.
Here in America, growing up, I was conditioned to say Van Gogh, but increasingly I've heard Americans say things like Van Gogh or Van Gogh.
I wonder if Doctor Who influenced that. I've heard that the Dutch is closer to that first one you said there, Van Gogh or something
Van
like
Gogh.
that.
In Russian, we speak Van Gogh. Van Gogh.
Need a lot of phlegm.
Van
Ah,
Gogh.
perfect, because Van Gogh did flowers. Vase.
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 But I also say vase.
Do you think you picked that up from me as well?
No,
Wait.
that was before you. I'm just,
Every time she's like, nah, I'm not going to offer you bait.
really pretentious, like you said earlier.
And I'm losing my power. I'm going to be interested here because I
Versatile.
actually don't know
Versatile.
how you pronounce this, but I say it versatile.
I go
Yes.
back and forth between versatile and versatile.
That is a distinction here because I think, like you, not all Americans would say versatile. Vitamin.
Vitamin.
Have you taken your vitamins?
Yeah.
I haven't. And this is the one that waiters, get tripped
Water.
up on a lot when they hear me speak, when I ask for water.
This was something that I always had to order for him. In fact, to the point where I still, whenever we go out and have food in a restaurant, who does that anymore?
What's a restaurant?
But when we
Hilarious.
used to do that, I would have to order all of his food for him because the waiters and waitresses just did not understand him.
That's an exaggeration, but at least the word water.
Water.
And we couldn't finish this video without reference
YouTube.
to the platform that it's on.
YouTube.
YouTube.
Although when I'm
YouTube.
speaking quickly, I do find myself saying YouTube, I think.
Really? I've never heard you say that.
Sometimes I found an old video of me the other day saying it that exact way without even thinking about it.
And here he thinks that he influences me.
Get out.
So there you have it. All the pronunciations
Get
of
out.
50 different words. Some of them
I love these videos so much. It's just so weird how the same words and the same language with a few differences is just pronounced so differently. And it is to the point, again, even for me, I'll go to, I mean, I've never actually travelled there, but I'd go somewhere to like Liverpool or like Newcastle, and I wouldn't understand half the things they say. Like even in the UK, you get these kind of differences, and I assume in the US you do as well. But from the US to the UK or the UK to the US, the differences must be 10 times even harder to hear. But honestly, I would actually say, in comparison to like somewhere like Liverpool, I understand a lot more I understand US accents a lot more than the sort of the typical Scouse accent in Liverpool. But at the same time, there's also accents in the US that I just can't understand, especially like deep Southern accents and like sort of like, I don't really know how to explain it, but I've just heard accents before, and I'm just like, they'll speak really quick or whatever, and I speak quick myself, but I'll hear it and I'll be like, what the hell was going on here? It's literally like another language, but again, same way both ways. It's just
very similar,
interesting
some
how
of
it
them
is like
not
that.
so similar.
That's true. And a little bonus entry, because I forgot to put it in, is the word paella.
Paella.
Again, Spanish. Let us know in the comments below. Let us know in the comments below some of your favourite pronunciation differences. And if you like the kind of things that I do on this channel, or that we do occasionally on this channel, you can follow me on Twitter at LostInThePondUS.
Yeah, shout out to all of his like socials and stuff, man. He's doing bits, and I actually really enjoy his videos. So if you're interested, I mean, you will know who he is anyway. But if for some reason you don't, give him a subscription and all that kind of jazz, because he deserves it for sure. These videos are so interesting. To an American, the difference between vase and vase is typically the
Yes.
if you pronounce now I'm saying the American way. If you pronounce Derby as Derby in Kentucky, you've clearly had too much bourbon. I realise we Indians speak the mixture of British and American English. As an Italian, the way American people pronounce Parmesan actually makes more sense because it resembles the original pronunciation Parmigiano. That's the cheese, right? My girlfriend is obsessed with that in Italy. So if you pronounce it the American way, you can kind of hear the G in there. As an American, my British wife says that I'm the only one with the accent because the language is called English. Language is fluid and there is no correct pronunciation. Tell that to the French Canadians. I am shocked you didn't mention zebra. Zebra, yeah, I know.
Zebra.
I've heard that as well, actually.
Zebra.
Love it. So much fun to see you argue. I say both caramel and I say caramel and caramel depending on context. Don't know why. Like a piece of caramel candy gets both A's pronounced, but a caramel apple only gets the first A. I'm just saying, caramel apples are not. They're grim, bro. I hate caramel apples. Just a little extra thing that's irrelevant. But I just remember I used to get them. I used to try them, and I was just like, what the hell? Why am I eating this? Every 200 miles you travel in America, you probably hear water being pronounced differently. Same in the UK, to be honest. Honestly, I say water so weird, bro. I say it's so strange, but yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. Again, like I said, the videos are returning. I'm hoping to get back consistently because it's been like it's been like 3-4 days since I posted. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed them. Until next time, like, subscribe, peace.
Yes, I understand completely this video, and I'm glad what I understand because I'm studying English little more than 1 year, and it was very useful for me and interesting. Yes, and you can support me. You can leave a like and subscribe to me. And yes, see you next time.